So I missed, like one day I got up and I wanted to go for a walk, but it was raining, so we did the workout. The next day I woke up and it was raining, so I went back to bed. And then yesterday, Tom had to go to work really early, so I just went ahead and slept in. So today, which is normally my day off, I went for a walk. Doesn't feel like riding. But we are going to do a new design for living, so let's do the housekeeping. All the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. You get one email a week. There's the hot links are hot, and it's one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week in the month, and the hot links are hot. Also, hang on. Also, it's a blind CC. So hot links hot, blind CC. Nobody's going to see your email. Social media is merely from the standpoint we don't monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you to like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on. And then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the posts. So there's that. Okay, and now, new design for living, because we are going to finish up chapter 21 today. This is a book where it was one of the last books Ernest worked on. He sat down with Willis Kinnear. Yeah, I know it just kicked me off. Okay, so he sat down with Willis Kinnear and basically put out the process of science mind. This is the process of science mind. The what, the how, the why. And because it's science, the why is important. It explains why it works the way it does. And I just noticed that I need to charge this today. So, yay, here's that. Okay, well, maybe I'll charge. Okay, so, yeah, it's the process of science of mind. Okay, sorry, I distracted myself and forgot what I was doing. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm turning on my light. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Like I said, doesn't feel like Friday. But I also worked 4 days last week, and I'm only going to work 4 days next week because we're closed on Memorial Day. All right. So chapter 21 is facing facts, which is a good thing because science of mind New Thought gets accused of not dealing with reality. It's like, yes, we do deal with reality. We deal with the effects that are happening in the material world. What we do is we recognize there are material facts and then there are spiritual facts. And they are not necessarily the same thing. So, we can change the material facts by focusing on the spiritual facts. So, sorry. Today, we are going to uproot the undesirable. But we're also finishing up the chapter, so there will be a cool wrap-up. Okay. In the plowing up process, in our use of science of mind, we may use several methods to uproot the old. We may make a flat denial of the necessity of the condition or appearance and an equally flat affirmation of the opposite, or we may possibly just use what is called a process of realization. The method used is of no importance whatsoever, provided it produces the desired change. Basically, whether it be a matter of treating ourselves or another for better health, better conditions, or greater abundance, the process is the same. The mind of the person doing the treating is cleared, uprooted of all ideas contrary to the ones they desire to plant. The new planting that is done, the new declarations that are made, may be for the benefit of their own backyard or for that of another. But it all happens in their own mind, in their own consciousness. That is one of the things that's really cool about doing spiritual mind treatment is that, it's all happening in our own mind. I'm not treating your mind. I'm treating my mind. I may be treating my mind about you, but I am treating my mind. But because there is one mind, yep, that's how it works. Okay, let's go back. The way of the plowing up and the elimination of negative ideas, and the implanting of more desirable ones each individual must work out for themselves. Okay, so each individual, so you get to do what works for you. Okay, there is no one way to do this, and there is nobody who is going to say you're doing it wrong. Now, the caveat to that is if you are in practitioner training or minister training, there are definite ways to do it. But you got to do what works for you. So you do what they teach you to do for the purposes of the test. But Ernest says right here, there's not one way to do this. You do what works for you. Okay? So keep that in mind. But in the method used, there must always be a conformity with the way the law works. Okay, so there's no sidestepping that. You do whatever works for you, but you still have to work within the method of the law. So, we can never do something outside of God's nature and have it work. No procedure of any kind can be effective unless it complies with the laws governing it. In other words, we do not arrive by contradicting or opposing the laws of nature, but by agreeing with them. The only means by which we help ourselves or another is through our mind, and its process of thought is part of the one mind. The only medium through which our thought is created is that of law. Mind and its action as law is universal. Each person is immersed in it. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. Okay, so each person is immersed in it, and a thought, a prayer, or a declaration made in our mind, part of the one mind, for another at a place removed from us in space, is just as effective. So time and space mean nothing when we are doing this kind of work. In mind, there is no time, no space, no place. There is only wholeness, oneness, and eternity. That is super important. Time and space mean nothing to the one mind. All right, he's got a pretty good wrap up here, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to get this, adjust this. Okay. Of one thing we must be most certain, that our experience and the world about us are real. We need not disillusion ourselves about this in any way. We must always be honest with ourselves about our prayers. If we have prayed aright, there are specific and tangible results which can and should. Okay, it just disconnected me again. Maybe I'm going to start this over. I'm going to try this again. We're going to get through this. This is the wrap up. Of one thing we must be most certain, that our experience and the world about us are real, and we need not disillusion ourselves about this in any way. We must always be honest with ourselves about our prayers. If we have prayed aright, then there are specific and tangible results which can and should be verified. Appearances are often subject to change. A change in accord with a new cause. A new pattern of thought in the spiritual realm which is in no way limited. We may help another because of the fact that when we think, we are thinking with the one mind in which everyone is united. That the good we know for another is known in mind for that person and becomes their experience. Okay? I love his wrap-ups. And I love that he says, look, if we're doing this right, you should get results and you should check them. I love that he says, if you're treating for blood pressure issues, go to a doctor and have your blood pressure checked. Or, I have a blood pressure monitor at home. Do I use it? Not as often as I should. But, that's my point. Is if I'm treating for lower blood pressure, I should be able to go and check my blood pressure, and it should be lower if I'm doing it right. Okay? And as I said, I started this by saying this, and I'm going to end by saying this. We're facing facts. There are material facts and there are spiritual facts, and they are not necessarily the same thing. And the way we change the material facts is by focusing on the spiritual facts. And that is what Science of Mind treatment is for. Okay? All right. So that's it. I'm moving on into my day, and we are going to pick up with discovering a new life tomorrow after I go to the park, provided it's not pouring in the morning, but we'll see. All right, beloved. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a let's wrap this week up day. Hey, go dance in the rain if you get it, because we didn't see any rain yesterday. It was all south of us. But stay out of the thunderstorms day, a drink plenty of water day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a do what you got to do day, a make sure you make time to sit down and rest day, a think about something divine today day, a eat something really amazing day, a you got this day, a I think I'm out of words day, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godlet. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds, I'm afraid this video may be really glitchy, but hopefully the message got through. All right, so Reverend David should be on around sometime this afternoon. I'll be back with you tomorrow around 9-ish. Like I said, I get to go to the park tomorrow, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll have a good bird or squirrel story for you. And whatever I was about to say just popped right out of my head. So, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.